Hello everyone, so today I have an unboxing to share, and I think I'm going to make maybe 3 cards. I've got a lot going on right now. So first I would like to show you the contents of this Simon Says Stamp card kit of the month for June, I do believe. My bag is a little worse for wear. This one took a little longer to get here due to probably Memorial Day holiday and everything. Okay, I got everything out of there. We have a lovely little lollipop, orange cream. And, ooh, there's some stuff on there. Okay, what should I start with? Oh, look it, we have something $5 off the next order. Actually, I think I'm going to just slip this over here and show you this lovely card, or paper full of inspiration. And then the cardstock. It looks like we have 1 sheet of Simon Says Stamp Surf Blue, Doll Pink, some holographic lava, and some solar white cardstock. 2 sheets of Simon Says, oh, that's 2 sheets of the lava holographic. So here's the Surf Blue, Doll Pink, Nina White. Those make great card bases, which is maybe what I'll do with them. I am not sure yet. I'm going to set this aside. Whoa, that's shiny. Okay, and whoa, I can like see it flashing off of my lights. That's crazy. These are fun in smaller doses, I think, but they also work really well with the embossing folder. So this is a 3D embossing folder, I believe. It is Winslow Medallions. Let me pull this off. So that's pretty cool. I like these circles. I might see what I can do with that. I love the flowers too. And I don't have anything like this in my stash of embossing folders, and so that was part of why I wanted to try out this kit this month. I can't really afford to do every kit every month, but ooh, that's gonna be fun to try it with that. And another thing that I do like sometimes using this super shiny stuff for would be dyes, in particular like a shadow dye, because then, you know, I can have a solid color or something with the birthday, but this particular set of dyes comes with the shadow as well. So I think I might cut out the shadow, at least for 1 card, in the holographic. We'll see. But that's a really great thing to have in your stash. I do a lot of birthday cards. I mean, that's probably the biggest thing I sell at my craft fair. And then the biggest one I actually end up using for myself as well would be birthday cards. So these ones are dies I'm going to use again and again and again. In here we have, actually I'm not going to take that out yet, some coordinating dies, I do believe. They coordinate with the stamp set. This is another reason why I wanted to get this set, is I was seeing, I don't know, I haven't ever tried the Distress watercolor pencil, and so I was thinking about trying them, but I have a lot of tools to play with, and I just don't have the budget right now to try something new, so I had put it away and I was like, I'll try it maybe eventually. Then this was in this month's kit, and I'm like, well, okay, I get to try 3, and then if I don't like them, I'm not buying the whole thing. If I love them, well, I might have repeat, but also there's like several different sets, so I could hopefully these 3 are in the same set. I don't know, I'll try to look that up. And then, you know, it's not as much. They're really heavy. This is different. I wasn't expecting that. So I want to swatch these out, but I'll do that in a moment. Also, I really liked the paper. The hardest part is it's double-sided, so you can only use one side. I really like roses, and I love this pattern here. But I also really like this green. It's super thick. I thought this was maybe 2 sheets, but let's get up here and see if we can focus on the pattern there. So this is more green, I would say. It's a nice green pattern. And then the green, like a yellow or a chartreuse yellow there, and pink and coral. Lots of fun little cut aparts. I might do something with those, make a card. I love this pattern too. This is like blue one. And of course the back side is that, so darn. That's gonna be hard, because if I make a card base out of that, it's gonna use up a lot of those, but we'll see. Some stripes, those are versatile. This is, wow, I really like the pattern, but whoa, it's like, I need sunglasses. It's super bright. It is like a yellow-green yellow, but more yellow than green, but it has that hint of green in it. So that's a nice subtle background pattern. Oh, they're so thick, I can't get my fingers on them. Oh, I liked this one too, and even though this yellow green's not my favorite, it might be someone else's favorite, and I think I can do something pretty with that. Ooh, I like both sides. Wow, that's a tough one. Oh, okay. And then again, we have some like sentiment parts we can cut out. Ooh, that's really pretty. Nice, stripey, colorful. Ooh, I really like this one too. So, you know, when I saw the preview, obviously there were lots of patterns I liked. That makes me want to get it. Some flowers. And I love this one. Look at that, that's cool too. Love this one. And ooh, another lovely stripe. And I absolutely love that side, so dang, that's another hard one. Well, we'll see what I end up doing. And my sticker there. Now this is the stamp set here, and it has a lot of great sentiments. This font is very different than anything I have, so that'll be fun. I think it'd be a good one for masculine cards too. It's different. It's not so happy floral like that you tend to have on the more feminine, colorful ones. But then also we have lots of sweet treats that could be fun to do things with. I like the candles. I like this background. We got a macaron, cupcakes, and lots of sentiments as well. And I really liked this one. Thanks for being born. So maybe, not that a person has a whole lot of control over that, but you know what? I like the sentiment of appreciating that. And let's see what these dies cut out. It looks like we have the candles. There's two of them there. So that's nice, because you can cut out a few of those. And then this one is probably this lower cupcake. And yeah, the top. Ooh, that one looks delicious. So now let me figure out what colors I have here. So it looks like, and everybody got a different assortment. It looks like I got chipped sapphire, carved pumpkin, and aged mahogany. So first I'm just gonna go straight on. This is kind of some cheap watercolor postcard. It's pretty lightweight, so I mean, we're not talking the best watercolor paper, but ooh, I love the chipped sapphire blue. And then I'm gonna go straight in with a wet paintbrush and see what happens. Oh, it's got that denim jean quality. I think they have another oxide or distress color that is denim, but that's what it reminds me of. A nice pair of blue jeans. And on this textured paper, it does not completely disappear. This brush is a bit soft. Maybe I could if I really worked at it, but I'm not sure about that. And then you can also like go straight in to the watercolor crayon. Ooh, you get a good pigment payout that way. So we have blue. Then actually I didn't try it this way either. Maybe, I don't know if that's a great way to do it, but because I'm leaving lines there. Okay, and then a carved pumpkin. I'm going to try to do it lighter this time. I'm rough by nature. So, a little gentle hand there. And then going straight in, carved pumpkin. This is a nice light orange. Of course, since I was so gentle, it is removing the lines pretty well, but it's not putting a ton of color down there. So, but let's see if we go straight in. Yeah, if you go straight in to the bottom of the crayon, I mean, you could do the top too. I just didn't want to mess up my nice tip. Wow, look at that. That is beautiful. And for this purpose, in a card kit, I'm not going to be painting large areas, so that'll be pretty nice. And then I have aged mahogany, which is I don't know, is this a red? I don't even know if I have this color in, I might have it in Distress ink cubes, but yeah, it's kind of a burgundy Merlot color. Oops. I'm getting more of a masculine birthday vibe here. Let's see what happens if we put two together. We got some mahogany. We'll throw some pumpkin in. I got a lot of pumpkin there. Let me get some more mahogany. Not much change there. I mix with the blue. Not that I'm going to be doing a ton. I mean, whoops. That's kind of an ugly duckling color. I don't know if I love that. I don't mind this purplish color. That's okay. Yeah, that's not too bad if I wanted to go that route. But you know what I just realized? This color will be great for my candles. The flame, that is. Alright, so that is what's in the box, and now I'm going to make some cards with it. Just a few cards. Alright, for card number one, I've made a top folding card base out of the lovely white cardstock. And I wanted to show you this side. This is that beautiful stripe. That is not the side I'm using. I have some double stick tape on there. I just wanted to show you because how I'm going to cut this, it is particular. So, and it's sad to lose the beautiful stripe, but I wanted to use this one. So I have, and I already have this stuck to some cardstock, but you have to cut, leaving room for the blue stripe in order to get all the pieces of this card if you want to make it just like I've made it. And if you have the supplies from this month's kit and haven't already dedicated that side of that paper to something else by, you know, someone else's inspiration or your own, seeing the kit. So there you go. So that, oh, I just love those roses and this beautiful greenish turquoise color. Wow, I could not resist it. And so I've taken that extra stripe, there's a little bit of leftover, and cut it down to fit the width of the card and put it on the holographic card to give it a little shine. And then I can go ahead and put this down middle, I don't know yet. I'm deciding between middle or lower portion of the card. So before I cut that out, I used with this card, let's stay in frame here, I'm going to set that way because I already stuck it. And I used the Birthday Wishes die here and the shadow for this card. And first I cut out the shadow with, this is some scrap watercolor cardstock that I didn't use, and that blue color, so this is different for pretty much everyone, unless of course you already have the Distress watercolor crayons. Ooh, I broke a nail, just ignore that. These are the three I got. I love the chips Sapphire, the aged mahogany, and carved pumpkin. And with the pattern paper, it's a little challenging. However, I do have a bonus card where I used all three of these, you'll see. But the blue really pops with this pattern paper, so I thought I could fit that in. And as you can see here, it goes, because it's in the same color family, blue-green. So I used the chipped Sapphire and colored it out on some packaging and wet it and just went to town with the watercolor there. And we'll get a nice close-up look for you. Really hard for me to tell where the lens is. There we go. Bingo, you got it. Okay, so beautiful watercolor. We didn't get watercolor cardstock, but I happen to have lots of it, so I had to use it there. And then I also cut out the sentiment, birthday wishes, twice. Once in another scrap of the very shiny, lovely holographic card. And once as well in plain white. And I have started, actually I did glue these together already, so I have just offset it so that, come on camera, only a little bit of the shine is sticking out. It can be, for me, it can be a little overwhelming. So I just want it in small doses. And the dots are still on, whoops, the dots are still on here, but they're going to come off in a moment. First, and these are the pieces of the card. Now I just have to decide, finally, if I want it middle or lower. I kind of feel like just a little bit lower than center. And hopefully that is the way I'll feel even 5 minutes from now. Okie dokie. And then I think I'm going to glue the letters on here first and then place it on the card, which is a little tedious, but it works. Alright, and now we can just put a little dot of glue for each of the dots for the eye and put them on. Kind of trying to keep the shiny part all up and to the right and keep it consistent. That way it doesn't look wonky doodle. Alright, and now we can finish this off by putting this on. Nice and centered. I'm going to give it a good press down. Maybe in a little while I'll go with the rubber eraser and get any goobers off of there, but I want to make sure it's really fully dry before I go ahead and do that. And so this card is simple, beautiful, elegant, and yet it's got a little something extra with that holographic paper just in small doses. And I think it's got a little something extra in the watercolor effect back there too. So that's card number 1. Alright, for card number 2, this is also another simple card and yet pretty elegant. I've got the card base from the cardstock that I made into a top folding card. Put this panel on. This is this very bold chartreuse kind of yellow-green patterned paper. This is the back side, and that one was a good neutral, but I didn't end up using it yet. And then I have this panel here that I've popped up on Fun Foam. This is the other side of that one, also very pretty. Haven't used that scrap yet. So I'm going to go with putting this right down in the middle, and I think these two go pretty well together. I like that look. Let's see if we can get this nice and centered. I think that's pretty good. And then for this one, I have cut out of a scrap a little banner, and then just on the edge I've got some Fun Foam because I want it to overhang and I need it to have the same level. Although it'll be interesting trying to stamp that. And then you can see here my birthday. This is from the one we just cut out. I don't know what I did with the die. Oh, it's right here because I lost my eye. I don't know where the eye went. So I cut it out again. I hope this matches. But I just cut it apart from the wishes right here, kind of rounding the H there. It's not perfect, but I don't think it's very noticeable because I want to use that down here, but I didn't want the wishes. So I think I'm just going to let a little bit of it overhang and not put anything behind it and hope it doesn't get too destroyed. So I think it'll be okay if this little thing gets bent. Most of it is gonna be adhered to the background. And, oh, I need my eye, little eye dot. So I just had a scrap here. Don't lose it again. I see it. I hope it's not too much of a different shade of cardstock, because I'm using different stuff here. Ah, I think it might even be the same cardstock. I don't think it looks different. Ah! Maybe a very, very, very slight different shade, but you know what? No one's going to notice that. Alright, there is that. Sort of blends in. I think in person you can see it a little better. If I were to do it again, maybe I'd stack it up twice, but I don't know. I'm going to leave it for now. It's sort of the secondary, the happy I wanted to focus on. And I went through my little reference of inks. I don't have a ton, but this one I thought matched the best. This is a Distress ink, and it is in the color Pine Needles. So I'm going to stamp the happy. Tap, tap, tap. Sorry about that. I think I want it sort of centered. Let's just let it sit there for a minute or a few seconds. And I also tried Lucky Clover Oxide. It just wasn't quite right for me. So this is my little screw-up of trying out which inks were close enough. It's not, it's kind of a wet look there, but it works. And so I think I'll put, yeah, I'll just use wet adhesive. And up here, I kind of want it to line up with the edge of this pattern paper, and I don't want those to curl up because I'm not going for that look today. And that is it for card number 2. We'll get in nice and close. The third card here for today is made with the cardstock Surf Blue, is it? I think. This time I did a side fold, and I'm going to do it in landscape orientation. I have this lovely pink patterned paper. Boy, one of the hardest things was using this side because this right here is the other side, and it's so gorgeous also. But I do have this strip, and I can make a card with this little strip left over. But I wanted this pink for this card, and I cut the other paper in a strange way. So I cut off, in order to fit it through my die cut, I had to trim off this corner. But I took a die that was about 3 by 4 1/4 roughly, because that's the amount of space I wanted for this panel, and I really wanted my stripes to be diagonal. And this, from this orientation, you can have it be that way or this vertical, horizontal, but they weren't exactly diagonal. So I put this die on here till I got it to about a good diagonal that I liked, matching it up with kind of this corner with this edge and this edge, in case you want to try that. That's why I'm explaining this. And I will show you the results here. Love it. I mean, I like the colorful stripes anyway, but I really liked it in diagonal. So there's a little tip there, I guess. If it's not, you know, exactly what you wanted, see if you can manipulate it to make it that way. And the back side were all these lovely sentiments, which I'm not going to use, but this is going to be my panel. And of course, if you have colorful diagonal stripes in your stash and they match, that would be easier for sure. I don't know if I do, but I'm, you know, trying to use, it's a challenge to use it as it is. So for the most part, I try to use what's in the kit. That way, I mean, if it inspires somebody, they can recreate it if they have the kit. So, I mean, because that's part of the goal here. It's helping you all have ideas you can do. So there is the start of this card. I really like these color combinations. So now, to finish off this card, again, I used the die. I knew it when I saw the card kit. I did say that was a really useful die with this shadow and then the words. So I've cut out the shadow. Woohoo! It's so shiny. I mean, I don't know if you can see, but I can see light flashing across the room because it's reflecting it. Cut the shadow in the holographic. I do need to go when it's fully dry and rub off some of this extra that seeped out a bit. And then I cut out the word in white and just glued that on. And I think I'm going to put this down first. So when it's centered, I want a little bit peeking out, but I think that's about right. Is that centered? Not quite. Alright. You know, you have those days where you're just a little off center yourself, and sometimes you're like, that's centered, and then you look at it later and you're like, wow, that was an off day. Yes, sirree. Alright, we have the stamp set again being featured. I showed you in the unboxing, but here's the stamp set. This cupcake here has a coordinating die in this kit, as well as these candles, super exciting. And I used this stamp here in this little assortment of cupcakes. So I've already off camera done the stamping, cutting. So this right here, bring in these lovely little Distress oxide colors, tumbled glass, and I just stamped it out on white. So these guys are the background cupcakes. And this one is the Kitsch Flamingo. Try saying that 3 times fast. Or not. And I thought those colors matched pretty well. Then with some of the, I think this might have been scrap cardstock, but it is similar to the doll pink. I didn't chop mine up. And then this is the scrap, I believe, of the surf blue. That's where this fabulous stamp comes in. This background type stamp. So I stamped the cupcake bottom in the black, and then I came in with both the Kitsch Flamingo and the tumbled glass because it's pretty light, and just went on top. Let me get in really close here so you can see what I'm talking about there. And it's just a little bit of a subtle pattern on the blue. And then for the pink topper, first I think I did the Kitsch Flamingo. It didn't really stand out, so then I stamped it in the tumbled glass, and that looks nice. And then, of course, I stamped both of the candles out, but this one I picked for this. I used my carved pumpkin for the candle flame, watercolor crayon, but I just stamped these 2 guys on my glass mat and picked up the color with a paintbrush to color the colors of the candle, so it perfectly matches there. And, of course, I got some scrappy fun foam there to pop it up. Now it's time to assemble this beautiful card, and so I'm going to put these 2 cupcakes on either side here. Get in here. We can do wonky, we could do straight. I think I like them a little bit wonky, a little bit crooked there. And so they're just kind of background. Now we can take all this backer tape off. And the coup de résistance, or the nice little showpiece here in pièce de résistance. I don't know why I said coup. That's like a blow. Is the cupcake. Random rambling. Sorry, I got a little random rambly there, but that happens. And this is the 3rd beautiful birthday card. I really like it. I think it's super fun. Great for a young person, old person, person who loves colors, everybody. I forgot to mention one thing with this beautiful, pretty little card. When I was talking about the stamp set, I mentioned how I loved "Thanks for being born," that sentiment. Just so you don't, think I forgot about that. I put that on the inside of this card. And now for the bonus card. Yes! Now, I think I might have mentioned in my unboxing that some of these stamps or would be good for masculine cards. So I'm going for the masculine birthday card here. Going all out, and gonna use the happy birthday that I mentioned. And we're going to use this again. And so, of course, I did pull in colors from my stash. This navy cardstock is from my stash. Well, the card bases, too, because I ran out of white. And a lovely bright yellow color. Some recycling. Gotta have scrap packaging all over the place because it's so handy. And we're going to go and just scribble with my watercolor crayons on the packaging. And then we need some water. I'm going to move these over. I don't want to spray them. Little bit of a misty mist going on there. Now, I don't know if I have enough. I can add more. It's a little easier to add it before I go and get it wet, of course. And then the stamp is on a block. And we're going to go crazy and use it like a stamp. And I am just going to randomly dot it in here. And if I get this guy and mix it with that guy, I can get a little more of a green. And this is bigger than I need. It's about the exact width, but it is longer. I'm just kind of showing this on camera. You know I've already done this for the video. So that's going to take a long time to dry. We're going to let it dry. But through the magic of video, dun, 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 I can show you. This is the one I did last night and let it dry. And it is definitely an imprecise look, but it's super cute. I like it. And you could totally do this with ink. You wouldn't get that splotchy look, of course, but I'm trying to use what I got in the box, which were these watercolor crayons, and I think it worked out pretty well. So this is going to be my background panel, and I need to get some adhesive and put that on. I'm going to do that now. Let's go for centered again. So this one I cut down to 4 by 5 1/4, and the navy is the full card front A2 size, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and I think it's a pretty good start. And this could also be pretty good for a young, like a child's birthday card too. Wasn't necessarily my inspiration this time. I'm going for man. I hope men like it. I don't have a whole lot of man viewers on my channel. So here is the birthday stamp stamped out in... Where'd it go? I had it around here. Lots of suspense in. That's right, I do actually have this ink pad, chipped sapphire, so it matches this perfectly. And I think that navy works pretty well as well. I stamped it out and I did it pretty quickly and was able to get some clear, fine detail powder, embossing powder on there and emboss that. And so, look at that. It's got a little bit of shimmer. It's not too crazy. Oh, come on, camera. You can do this. And yeah, I have backed it onto a scrap of that navy card, and this one's just going to go right down here towards the bottom. Did you see that? I had it upside down at first. I've learned to look before I stick it down, because so often, more than half the time I think, I've got something backwards, upside down, all over, and I get so excited about putting it down that I have been known to make mistakes like that. So Happy is stamped out also, same way. This time I didn't cut it very well, so there was a little bit of a hand cutting. Just ignore that part, the not so straight lines. I have plopped it down on the blue, and I just cut myself some little banners. And this one, I'm going to put all the way up towards the edge here, like the edge of the yellow sticking out. Happy birthday. It's looking a little plain right now, but it's a good start. I almost lost something in my little tray. Now it's time for the watercolor crayons to really shine. I stamped out... I tried a couple things. I did try this one. I don't know. It seemed too feminine to me, which is kind of a ridiculous thing to say about a cupcake topper. But I decided to go with this bottom and this top. But as you might notice here, I thought 2 was too much. And so these I had to fussy cut out anyway because I don't have the coordinating dies. So I just cut off the bottom part. I stamped it, and then there is a difference between these two. I don't know. Can you tell the difference? Which one do you like better? Let's get up close. The cupcake in my right hand here is just stamped out on cardstock and watercolored. And this one is stamped out on actual watercolor paper. Not the most heavy duty, Not probably the most expensive, but good watercolor paper. And I think I'm gonna go with the watercolor one. But I have both of them, and I already put some stuff on there, mounting stuff, but I think I'm gonna go with this one and make it happily. I didn't want too much dimension, so I do need to cut some more of this. This is foam tape that's slightly thinner foam tape. I've found it at Daiso, the Japanese dollar store. I don't know how readily available it is, but I like variety. Boy, do I like variety. And sometimes, like, I started out with these little foam squares. I think these come from the dollar store even. These might be where I got those ones, but everybody can get foam squares all over the place. But I'm just telling you, sometimes I'm like, okay, that's too much. That's too much dimension. And I use a lot of dimension in things, and I can't really tell you why. But for this card, I didn't want it jumping out too much. And there you go. You've got more than you even ever wanted to know about my thinking process there. Now, at this point, I was like, something's missing. Something is missing on this card. And so I took the candle. I had colored the candle in the same... I kind of wish I had started with orange so that I could end up here with blue, since it's orange right before the orange flame. But, oh my goodness, it's so nice to have a coordinating die. And so I have this cute little candle, and you'll see momentarily where that goes. Let's save that for the end. Let's put this cupcake down first. Alright, and should he go straight? I don't know. I'm feeling very indecisive. Let's tilt it this way. No. Okay, just put it down already. I want it to overhang a little. I was like, I wished it had a shadow, but I'm overcomplicating things, of course, on a simple card. Now, are you wondering, have you any ideas where this candle's gonna go? Not on the cupcake. Dun, 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 dun. It's gonna go right down here. And if it'll stay put, there we go. What do you think? Where would you put the candle on this card? Do you like it? And I hope you really enjoyed seeing the cards. Let me grab them. Alright, all 4 cards. Here is our lovely masculine one. We have the birthday wishes. We have happy birthday. And another birthday wishes. They're all birthday ones. Thanks again for watching. I love to hear your comments below. Let me know which one's your favorite. And as always, have a wonderful and creative day. Bye!